Well, a knock on his knee, so fingers crossed structurally nothing too much, but obviously given the season and obviously how important he is, gave him the opportunity to get out. So he went out there. So we think structurally it's probably better than expected. But, yeah, I mean, as I said, he still didn't feel too comfortable on it. So, yeah, I mean, obviously his situation, a bit like the kids, mate, when in doubt, rule him out. So, yeah, get him off. But I think it's a good thing he went back out and tried it. I mean, if it was obviously a bad one, well, I don't think he would have even got out there. So he wasn't darted or anything like that. So, yeah, fingers crossed, mate, he'll get scanned. And, yeah, but I would think he would be doubtful for at least one or two, but I'd only be guessing.
Other than a need of a player that could affect the premiership, like there's a lot of ramifications to carry out the concern, isn't there?
Oh, there is, but I'd almost see it as a positive too, because he's been so good and he's carried such a workload. You know, so what that would do is now allow us to, you know, play a young kid and spread the load and see who actually wants to put their hand up and stay the course, if you know what I mean. So we've already spoken about how brutal the competition was. We spoke about probably 3 or 4 weeks ago that, you know, don't think it's going to get any easier for us. It's going to get harder. And, you know, today, you know, it'd be fair to say that not too many blokes put their hand up and wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, that's the beauty. I mean, if there is a beauty about Gary missing a game for us, that would be it. We get to see and expose a young fella, obviously in the side, whether he comes in the midfield or wherever, but we get to see another boy that wants to have a crack, and our seconds played really well today. They almost turned around, it's like a 160-odd point turnaround. They got whacked by the Sydney reserves, you know, 6 or 7 weeks ago, and they won by the 70-odd points tonight. So it was a pleasing result. So the young kids, and there's some young kids there pushing for selection. I think Rory Thompson proved that. You know, I thought he's battled manfully all night tonight, and his first game was fantastic.
Did you put the heat on the side at half time after losing games and say, you know, you guys got to step up to the plate here?
No, not at all. No, I didn't feel like I had to. I mean, whether they were aware of it, but you know, Gaz is Gaz, and I mean, when I say life goes on, we know life goes on, but it's going to be a lot tougher, of course. But yeah, let's not talk about the, you know, the war, if you like. Let's just get on with what we had to do. And I mean, regardless of Gaz, I mean, Gaz started reasonable, but I mean, looking at the stats, I know he got injured early, but you know, 3 disposals, so it wasn't as though, you know, he was the difference between a 70-point loss or not.
Sure, but you're telling us that it's an opportunity for kids to step up in his absence, and you're saying here that you didn't feel the need to tell them the same thing. Is that right?
Yeah.
But in saying some of them didn't put their hands up today, is that a consequence of Gaz going off, do you think? Does he bring that confidence or anything?
Well, I'm sure he does to a certain degree, but yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, look, we didn't train that well. The conditioning blokes came to me even before last week and said, I reckon because of let's be honest, we've really had one bye. I mean, our first round week off was really just an extra week of training, so it really wasn't a week off. So we had one bye and done the doomsday travel, if you like, twice to Perth, twice to Adelaide, all that sort of bits and pieces. So it's been big, and to their credit, the conditioning bloke said we're going to have to factor in a sort of a midweek rest for our fellas, and so that was planned, you know, for Monday and Tuesday of this week. So I reckon the boys got it right. They picked the group fairly well because, yeah, I know Gaz went off, and look, I could have told him that he went off, his father went off. Got some cattle prods and given him a big jolt. I don't think it would have mattered a great deal tonight. I don't think so. Yeah, so as I said, I think probably comes at a good time. But yeah, I just think you know, we individually and I think collectively we lost a bit of respect tonight. That's for sure.
There are a few more injuries than just Gaz. Like Campbell Brown had an arm thing.
Oh yeah, no, he's had that issue for a while, but no, he just got a nasty knock. But yeah, he went back out and he'll be fine. Yep. Yeah, he's got a bit of gastro problems, which he did a reasonable job to get through last week with, and yeah, still not quite right. It hasn't flushed through his system, if you like to put it that way. So, but he should be fine.
Can't have done too good to your rotations when Gaz went off, and you had to bring in the sub.
Yeah, no, I think we had 60 to half time. We're planning for 120, so we're on there. But yeah, look, I just think Sydney were certainly up for the fight. a bit more clinical than us, and 63 inside 50s to 39 certainly paints the picture, and you're not going to win games of footy with 39. And look, I just don't think we could put them under any sort of pressure. So that spark wasn't quite there. With or without Gaz, I mean, there was probably, I think we said after the game, there's probably a half a dozen of fellas that really flew the flag tonight. Six players. So that was disappointing, and in such a young group, if only 6 are putting their hand up. And with Gaz not there, it makes it very, very difficult, that's for sure.
Do you want to tell us your 6?
Bock, Brown, Wilkinson down back, Rory Thompson, and David Swallow. Not in that particular order, of course, but those 6, I reckon, were the 6 that...
How about Harley Bennell?
Yeah, were you happy with him coming back?
He wasn't too bad. Yeah. Offensively?
Defensively, not.
No.
Given you have only had the one bye, as you pointed out before, and given that your side is so young, apart from the senior players, how do you manage their program in the last 8 weeks of what's effectively an extended season?
Yeah, that's, as I said, that's why the conditioning boys grabbed us and said before this week unfolded that we're probably going to have to give the boys a bigger time off. So, they'll have injury clinic tomorrow at 10, and then we won't see them until Wednesday of next week. Which...
and that's for 1 week. I'm just wondering how it's, by the time we get to around 22,
Oh, well,
23, 24...
I was going to, not being smart, but if you've got a better idea, come and let us know, because we can't ask the AFL, can we, Marcus, to squeeze a buy-in? No. So, no, well, that's the only way we can do it. And I said we'll keep turning other players over and, just trying to pick when those boys are hitting the wall and throwing some fresh troops. It's the best we can do. But I think there's a bit of physical tonight and a bit of mental as well. And again, you can be downcast, you can be disappointed, but you can also look at it in a positive to say this is great for our group, great for the young kids. Around 16, this is what 2/3 of a normal season. Next year, all that sort of stuff. So great grounding to find out who the blokes are going to put up their hand. Now, okay, most of the boys didn't fly the flag today, and again, if that's a positive out of that, most of us were down. Well, that's good. So hopefully, if there's a spike, most of us are going to come up. That's a positive.
So you're trying to recreate a bye without actually missing a game?
Yeah. Just to change their load, and as I said, trying to circuit break their normal. Yeah. Here we go. Here's Monday. Here's Tuesday. Day off. Wednesday we're back into it. And just to change the constant grind and see if that can, short circuit them or jumpstart them into a bit more frenzied footy.
So you got faith that the fitness space is all right?
Oh, yeah. We're not... I mean, look, yeah, we'd love another 2 or 3 pre-season, but that's going to come in time. But, yeah, we're comfortable where the boys got to pre-season. I mean, obviously our senior blokes, but, they've done a great job to hang in. And, look, all of them were a bit slow. I mean, Jared Brennan and Brownie weren't playing great footy, even Bocky. But, after 2 or 3 weeks of playing senior footy, all of a sudden they hit the ground running. Now, that's totally different to all our kids, of course, because they've never experienced it. So it's just that constant juggle with those kids. But, yeah, we're hoping that's... we certainly know that the fitness work they've done was, not as much as an AFL club, but as much as they could handle. Because we could have trained them, but we would have tipped probably 4 or 5 or even 6 into the rehab shed, and we didn't want to do that. So we're comfortable where they're at.
When Josh Fraser came out of the side, did that really change your forward structure up? It just like Sydney had 2 bigger bodies down back and sort of throwing around Lynch, and you probably just needed that one bigger body down there to take one of the...
Yeah, we had Dan Gorringe and Zach Smith, so it's our normal three tall structure. But yeah, I mean that's he's probably much maligned, Josh, but his footy for us forward has been really good, and the work in the ruck has been good. But he's probably even been a better forward for us. But yeah, I mean, there's been some contested marks, and I think we averaged 6 marks inside our forward 50. He's probably had 3 of those, and Tommy Lynch has probably got the other 2, and the other one they all fired over. That would be average of 6. But we still had our 3 tall structure. But Dan Gorringe, in relation to Josh Fraser, it's you're talking 194 games of experience. It's vastly different. But at least Dan was out there and having a ruck and exposed to AFL footy and exposed to Mumford, and and big defenders. He's only going to get better, as will Charlie and Tommy Lynch again tonight as well.